Hi.
Okay, so like that. Great, thank you very much. Yes, good.
Hi.
Hi, and good morning. So what have we just read? Today on Thursday the 29th, and we know we haven't got Malcolm, and Malcolm has gone, unfortunately, so we've got to get on with it and just do what we just read as best we can. We'll try. And I think it's nice, actually, because today is the feast of Peter and Paul, and of course they're part of the early church, aren't they? Peter, the rock of the church, and Paul, one of the important apostles who brought the word to people. So I kind of feel, now that Malcolm has left, and we don't have a priest, I do feel like we're one of those sorts of early churches out there on the edge, all on our own, trying to figure out what to do, and trying to get as much help for anyone. So if you want to write a letter to us, an epistle with advice, then do so, or indeed just leave a comment somewhere on social media, which is probably the 21st century version of an epistle. But anyway, so thank you very much. You read them beautifully. Oh, and so it's Nadia White and the jingle.
Yeah, and we had a bee or something, as you said, spreading the buzz.
The spread, exactly. There was a bee as we were setting up, and Nadia was saying there's a bee here. It was a very noisy bee, and I commented it's spreading the buzz of the gospel, because that's kind of what Peter and Paul are kind of all about, in a way. So Acts, so we had two, I think, special readings today, I think, because presumably we didn't read Isaiah yesterday, did we?
No, just today,
And see, this would be a good question if we had someone learned like Malcolm. I assume Isaiah today, because Isaiah has a lot of stuff in the Old Testament that is relevant for thinking about the coming of Jesus, what's happening next.
Like prophesying about Jesus,
And about linking it particularly into a lot of the stuff in the New Testament.
Yeah. And actually this particular passage, this Isaiah 49, these verses, on Malcolm's blog there is a really good commentary on this, because the reason why I know it is because we had the same reading in one of our Sunday services a few months ago, and I was supposed to be reading it and I didn't quite understand what it was, so I was just trying to Google it, and there was a very good article on Malcolm's blog. Very clear, very interesting.
And that came up when you Googled it?
Yeah. So it's...
That's good. So Malcolm's got his search engine sorted out if that comes up.
Yeah.
So that's good. So you're the person, the go-to person on Isaiah 49.
Yeah, so it's actually, it would probably be easier to read what Malcolm wrote, but just summing it up, it's not only about the people of Israel, but also who will be, from whom the salvation will come, but also from Jesus, because especially the last sentences, I will give you as a light to the nations, so that my salvation may reach to the end of the earth. It is a prophecy.
Right, but is that basically the salvation of God is open for everybody?
Yeah.
That's really great. And also there's one comment the one thing I quite liked actually in the beginning. It says, "He made my mouth like a sharp sword in the shadow of his hand. He hit me." I like the idea of my mouth like a sharp sword, which is all about the word, isn't it? The word being like a sharp sword. Because the word is so much more than just what we think of as letters forming words. It's this living message that comes to us.
Very powerful words, actually. It sounds like a poem or even a song. So it's very. And actually, there is a poem by Pushkin called "Prophet," and I'm sure he draws on this particular passage from Isaiah, because he also says there is something about the narrator encountering a seraphim in the desert, and this seraphim tears out his tongue and tears out his heart and puts a coal instead of the heart. Yeah, so I'm sure it draws on these images.
I think I need to go back and check that. So okay, Pushkin, the Prophet.
Yeah, it's called the Prophet.
Interesting. Great. So shall we move on to the New Testament reading, Acts.
Yeah, about Peter.
And this is amazing, isn't it? Because it's very much about going out into the world, isn't it? And about leading everyone. It was about there was a bit, actually I've now lost it, but he said about them and us, about how basically God has given the word, His word, His salvation for everybody.
Yeah, to the Gentiles, to the Jews, yeah, to everybody.
He says, why do you go to uncircumcised men and eat with them? And Peter began to explain to them. And it's very interesting, this and the idea of the food not being not being unclean, right? Because that's kind of been the law so far, practical law, as I understand, because actually eating some animals was unclean, and that it was actually good advice not to eat pork and stuff like that. But now God's saying time's moved on. All my animals basically are clean. Yeah. Which is interesting. And there was a great bit which I highlighted, but unfortunately I've lost it now. As we were reading, it was this bit about them and us.
Then God gave them the same gift that He gave us when we believed.
Yes, right. So that is this idea is there isn't a them and us, but we're all one together.
There are no nations that are better than the others, so it's I think it's very good to remember.
Yeah, it's a great piece. Yeah. And also the idea, John baptized with the water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit, which actually pops up a lot in quite a lot of liturgy. Again, we need Malcolm here because he could tell us that. That John baptized with the water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit. Sense that the Holy Spirit is coming down onto earth, and it's there to reach the hearts of each and every one of us. We don't just have to have been there on the banks of the Jordan to have got a John the Baptist baptism, but actually the Holy Spirit is there for all of us to welcome into our lives. Great. Yeah?
Yeah, we tried.
We tried. So, we'll see. I see no one, 0 people watching. Well, never mind.
But somebody liked it.
Someone liked it at some point, so that's good. They liked it and left. Anyway, so people can make comments on effort. But anyway, have a great day, and morning prayer. We're back tomorrow. Okay, bye.